Tereret, tereret, teret, teret. Tereret, teret, tereret, teret, teret. Tereret, teret, 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 teret. Okay, guys. I wanna present the material about deductive, inductive, and syllogism in logic courses. So, the first is, what is deductive reasoning? Deductive reasoning is a process that starts from a general principle and draws a specific conclusion. This reasoning moves from broader to more specific. If the premises used are true, the conclusion must also be logically true. The number one is top-down approach. This refers to the thinking process in deductive reasoning, where we start with a general principle or rule and then apply it to a specific situation or case. For example is, all humans will die. It is general statement. So specific example is, Socrates is human. So Socrates will die. Specific conclusion. The next is specific conclusion. This is the result of deductive reasoning. This conclusion must be specific because it is drawn from a general principle that applies to a specific case. The example before, Socrates will die, is a specific conclusion drawn from the general premise that all humans will die. Number three, valid arguments. An argument is valid if its conclusion follows logically from its premises. In deductive reasoning, if the premises are true, then the conclusion must also be true. Valid example is, all mammals are warm-blooded. True premise. Dogs are mammals. True premise. So, therefore, the dogs are warm-blooded. Valid conclusion. Now, the next is characteristic of deductive reasoning. This is consists three part. Number one, general to specific. Deductive reasoning begins with a general statement or principle and then applies it to specific cases. So we start with a big idea and work way down to something more specific. For example, if we know that all humans are rational and we know that Buddhi is a human, then we can conclude that Buddhi is rational. So the next, logical certainty. In deductive reasoning, if initial premises and or statement it is true, then the conclusion must be true as well. Therefore, deductive reasoning is very powerful in ensuring a definite conclusion, as long as we know that these premises are true. And the last is formal logic. Deductive reasoning follows strict rules of logic. For example, it is forms such as syllogism or true premises follows by conclusion. This structure ensures that the reasoning is valid as long as the logical process is correct. The next example of deductive arguments. All dogs are mammals. Fido has a dog. Therefore, Fido is a mammal. If it is rain, if it rains, the ground gets wet. So it is raining. Therefore, the ground is wet. The next example of deductive arguments. Premise 1, all dogs are mammals. Premise 2, Fido is a dog. The conclusion is, therefore, Fido is a mammal. The next example, premise 1. All students in class logic A are required to take the exam. Premise 2, Girl 3 is a student in class logic A. The conclusion is, so Girl 3 is required to take the exam. Number 3, example, premise 1. If someone work hard, then they will be successful. Premise 2, Jenny works hard. The conclusion is, therefore, Jenny will be successful. You understand, right, about this topic? It's very easy. Okay, the next. What is inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning is a way of thinking that involves making generalization based on a specific observation or experience. Instead of starting with a general principle like an inductive reasoning, inductive reasoning begins with specific examples or case, then draws broader conclusions or theories from them. Uh, The first part, specific to general. Inductive reasoning starts with specific example or observation and use them for the form a broad conclusion. For instance, if you notice that all the applies you taste from a particular orchard are sweet, you might conclude that all applies from that orchard are sweet. The next, probable conclusion. The conclusion in inductive reasoning are likely or probably, but not certain, even though you taste many applies from that orchard. There's a chance some apples might not be sweet. The next, generalization. Inductive reasoning often leads to generalization where you take individual example and apply them broadly. For example, after seeing that it has rained every afternoon this week, you might generalize that it rains every afternoon during the season. During the season, okay. The next is characteristic of inductive reasoning. Observation. This is consists three characteristic, four characteristic. The first, observation, gathering information from the real world. Number two, pattern recognition, identifying trends and regularities in data. Number three, hypothesis formation, developing a tentative explanation for observation. And the last, testing and refinement, verifying hypothesis through further observation. The example of inductive arguments. Example 1, premise 1. For the past 10 years, every time I walk past the neighbor dogs, it has not beaten me. Premise 2. I will be walking past in the neighbor dogs today. So the conclusion is, the neighbor dog will not be beating me today. Example 2. Premise 1. All non-living organisms need water to survive. Premise 2. Every new living organism needs water to survive. The conclusion is, if we found a new living organism, it would need water to survive. And the last, example 3, premise 1, 90% of the mango seeds germinate on day 1. Premise 2, on day 2, 90% of the mango seeds germinate. The conclusion is, therefore, 90% of the mango seeds germinate. Oh, sorry, it is mongo, not mango. Okay. uh, the next is syllogism, defining the concept. So, syllogism is an argument which consists of three propositions which are so related. When the premises are posited as true, then the conclusion must also be true. Syllogism contains of major premise, minor premise, and conclusion. Major premise is premise that contains the major term or the predicate of the conclusion. Minor premise is premise that contains the minor term, subject of the conclusion. And the last conclusion, third proposition whose meaning and truth are implied in the premises. To determine major terms and minor terms, look at the following example. Major premise, all men are mortal. Minor premise, Socrates is a man. So conclusion is, therefore, Socrates is a mortal. Okay. The next slide, the three types of syllogism: categorical, all M are P, all P are Q. Therefore, all Q are M. Hypothetical, if P, then P is true. Therefore, Q is true. Disjunctive, either P or P is not true. Therefore, Q is true. The example of three types of syllogism. The first, categorical, MP1, all apples are fruits. MP2, all fruits are from Kasmin. And the numbers in the C, therefore, all apples are from Kasmin. Hypothetical, MP1, if Rishi works hard and then C, he will get into the basketball team. So disjunctive, MP1, I will go to Venice or I will go back to Mohali. MP2, I will not go back to Mohali. And C, therefore, I will go to the Venice. Conclusion and key takeaways. Reasoning methods. Deductive, inductive, and syllogistic reasoning are distinct but interconnected. The logical structure. Understanding these methods strengthens critical thinking skill. And the last application. These reasoning tools are crucial for diverse fields in daily life. And the summary of the topic today it is: from deductive, provides certainty when the premises are true, leading to definite conclusion. Inductive, allows for generalization based on specific observation. Two conclusions are not guaranteed. And the last, syllogism, are structured from deductive reasoning that helps clarify logical relationship between premises. Okay, This is that's all my presentation, guys. If you have any question or suggestion to topic about deductive, inductive, and syllogism, you can type in in comment below. I can answer your question in comment section below. Okay. I'm sorry if I keep mistake today this presentation. And yeah, thank you for your watching this video. See you.